California is a golden state of opportunity. It has a thriving world economy, yet it has large concentrations of poverty. Thousands of people of color are excluded from economic opportunity because of racist policies that limit communities of color.
My mom made the effort to kind of move away, um, but these sort of like conditions or whatever like follow us. Like they're not gonna go away. So we ended up moving into another part, which was in El Rio, and then the same thing. Like I didn't really see much of a difference. And then I guess like at that point you kind of realize that no matter where you go, you're gonna only be able to afford so much, and it's those sorts of things that kind of like follow those sorts of circumstances. So because my mom only makes so much money, she could only afford a certain amount of rent, which kind of exposes you to like certain kind of conditions. So I feel like she's tried so hard all of her life to like kind of escape poverty, but she couldn't really get away from it. And I guess now she's just kind of settled in like that sort of circumstance in Ventura. So that community as of now is pretty disproportionate with like the sort of health things that people have to go through. We live by the highway, which is where all like there's a park around there, so kids kind of go there to play. But it's kind of sad to see a bunch of like kids playing together, and it's like right next to a freeway, which is first off a hazard, and then second of all they're kind of exposed to like a lot of fumes and these toxins from cars. So
Communities of color are pushed into poverty. For these communities, the best alternative is selling drugs. Installed policies racially target these communities, and police surveillance is high in these communities. When drug dealers are caught, they are imprisoned, and once out of prison, their economic opportunities are even more limited. Thus, the cycle of poverty intensifies with the war on drugs.
my brother, I think he did a lot of that because he was placed in a position that if he wasn't going to provide income for the house, he was going to have to leave. So I think like me understanding a little bit better about what it is that our communities have to do to make it by. I don't shame him as like much for it now because I kind of understand like there isn't much you can do. Like the only way you can get a job in Ventura County is if you know somebody. If somebody's like hiring, they're only gonna hire people they know. So we're kind of left at a disadvantage. So what are the other things that are left to do? And then that was like most of the times drugs. So my brother, I didn't really understand the logistics because I was younger. But from what I saw, a lot of it was people would come to the door that I didn't know. Um, and my brother would always say like, "Oh, they're just a friend," and so then they would go into the room, and after like an hour or something, they would kind of like leave. Or there would be sometimes where people like send packages to my brother, and then it's like my dad would ask questions, and they would kind of argue, and then they'd get into a fight or
The war
whatever.
on drugs works perfectly within the racial system in America. People of color are first made vulnerable through policies that limit their opportunities. These communities are pushed to selling profitable drugs, and once they are placed in that trap, the judicial system is able to complete its goal and it imprisons a mass amount of people of color.